106.7 Lights FM.
106.7 Light FM, Cubby with Christine. And this guy looks familiar. 10 million albums sold, a few Grammys, been around for a while, many hits. Pat Monahan from Train is here. He's back.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
And we're not on Zoom for once.
Yes, I know. We've zoomed with you a couple of times.
It feels weird not to Zoom now.
I know.
Do you want to
You
skip
know how
back
you had
on
to get
screens?
used to it, and now it's like, well, wait, how am I going to do this in person?
Right,
I know.
You know, when I flew to New York, it was the second day of no mask mandates. And so it was interesting seeing who chose and not chose masks. And so I went in with a mask just thinking, I got to feel this out. And the only woman close to me with a mask, I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then she took her mask off and started talking to somebody next to her, hacking away. Just,
Oh, no, of all
and
people.
I was like, oh, okay, now I know why she's got the mask, but maybe she should use it while she's
Put it
talking. I don't know.
back.
What would you say is a general percentage? Like if you had to
I would say
eyeball it.
30% masks.
Okay.
Already.
So actually kind of low.
I think it was very low, yeah.
Wow.
Even the staff, none of the staff on the plane.
Oh,
they
they
have
ditched
them.
them?
And in the airports, they weren't wearing them. I mean, there were very few.
I think people are just sick of it.
I mean,
I know.
that's their whole life.
Yeah.
Every day, they were just
Yeah.
like, I'm good. I'm done.
Yeah.
Right. Well, before we dive into a bunch of stuff here, including music, let's get to another hard-hitting question here. How's your golf game?
It's up and down, and you know, whenever I figure something out, something else breaks. My putter has always been a really big problem, and a guy showed me the claw. It's a way to hold the club,
Okay.
where you turn your bottom hand upside down, basically, and it's really helped me a lot. I mean,
What's your handicap?
It's an 8, but it should be
An 8.
I
The
should-
lower the number, the better. So you're shooting like what,
Oh.
upper 70s?
Yeah, between
Low 80s?
between 77 and 83.
Wow.
So like,
That's
it's-
good, Christine.
Okay. Yes, I have to rely on you to translate. I
Yeah,
don't
right.
speak
When
golf.
men
I'm
talk
sorry.
about golf, my wife, I mean, her eyes glaze over,
zonk.
and yeah,
Yeah.
like I play in the AT&T Pro-Am, and I once said to my wife, "Honey, if I make the cut, will you come and see me?" And I'm gonna curse, and she said,
Look into the camera when you curse.
She said, "Honey, I want to see you sing every chance I get. But if you think I'm ever going to come and watch you fucking golf, you got another thing coming." Those are her words exactly.
Oh, that's brilliant. Take it away, Christine.
I like the honesty. Okay, so tell us about what's going on right now. You've got a brand new album. Cubby and I are listening to the song AM Gold.
Yeah, AM
It's
Gold is
wonderful.
the first single off of the AM Gold album that comes out on the 20th of May. And then we get to tour with Jewel and Blues Traveler, who I've known for a long time. And the whole album is
you guys kind of came up together. I didn't mean to cut you off, but you guys came
we
up
did.
together.
I mean, they were a little bit actually before Train.
True.
Even though John's a little older than me and Jewel's younger than me, but yeah, they started real early. And so anyway, we toured together for the first time. We've played shows together many times, but never a tour. And then, so that'll be a lot of fun. I'm on a song on Jewel's album, and she's on one of ours. And it's kind of like a throwback album of ours. And this is a throwback tour, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, the artwork was throwback. Oh my gosh, Christine,
Yeah.
we're looking at AM Gold, the artwork.
Yeah.
Is that a solid gold kind of logo going on?
There's a younger artist who came up with the idea just because of the whole idea of what an AM Gold compilation was.
Like a K-Tel album back in the
Yeah.
day reminded me of. And your song AM Gold, which is fabulous, is only 2 minutes and 53 seconds.
Yeah.
That's like the music back in the
You can
70s and
play it-
80s.
You can play it 2 times.
I can
We're
play
gonna
it
have
twice.
to play it 2 times, like if we need to get coffee or something.
Right.
Yeah.
It is one of your shorter hits, by the way.
It's a shorter song for sure. You know, honestly, it's a 37-minute album.
That is
It's
like
got
old
11
school.
11 songs on it.
Wow.
Is the whole vibe upbeat? Is it?
There are several upbeat, but you know, there's a Train fan, friend of mine who, she was like, you know, we're all really happy for you that you're in a good marriage and everything's great, but you know, maybe write a song for us over here sometimes. And so there's some breakup stuff. I was like, if you want sad, I got days of it. Like I could be singing sad for it.
You went back to your catalog in your brain, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
right.
So I went back to there's a lot of that on the record too, and then reflective songs, and the song the album ends with a song called "It's Everything," which is I always like to have a song that I would want at my funeral. on every song, on every album, and that's the one.
And that's where you end.
Why is that the one? What is it lyrically?
Because it's pretty melancholy,
Mm.
and but it says everything. You know, it's basically what I'm saying to my wife is I can tell you all the things that I'll miss, but it's really everything.
Wow. Getting
Yeah.
deep on us, man.
Yeah, man. I try to get to
Yeah.
as early as I can.
I mean, is that kind of where your writing takes you? Do you find that you lean towards melancholy, towards?
Not always.
Mhm.
AM Gold was like it came later, and I was just like I struggle myself with this, but I see a lot of young people suffer from self-love. Like there's so much pressure, and it's such a different kind of world now. But you know, every generation has a lot of suffering with like we only get this one body, we only get this one chance. You know, you got to figure out how to appreciate it as often as you can. That's hard to do. So basically, the song is about forget all of the people that don't want you because we do. So come over here with us. That's all.
I love that. Do you still love performing all your old hits, or is,
Yeah.
is there anything you're tired of? Any song you're tired
No,
of?
not really. I mean, because when you are in front of people and they're singing back to you, that was always the dream. You know, like maybe somehow create something that makes people do what I do at concerts. You know, that's always fun. I went and saw the Eagles, and I just was so impressed. Like I loved what they did, and just their whole demeanor and everything was just so we're like watching a really good hitman in a movie. You know, they
Yeah.
just come in with their suitcase, kill everybody, and walk out.
Right.
I think it's so important though, like when you go to see an artist that you love, that they do play the songs that you've connected to, that
Yeah.
you know that bring you joy or sadness that really spark something for you and make
Yeah.
you feel. So
Yeah, I
you know,
think
I've been to
people
your
want
shows.
that.
Exactly.
You know, I want it when I listen to certain songs. There's not a lot of that on the radio, which, you know, hoping that there's something that'll make me cry at some point soon. So I figured I'd write a couple myself.
Yeah, thank you. And what is it, do you think? Because I am like the number one fan of like breakup albums and
Mhm.
songs. Like why do we connect to them so deeply, and why do they bring us comfort and make us feel better when they're sad songs?
Because I feel like we as humans don't want to feel alone. And
Exactly.
you know, it's like, you know, upbeat songs are great, but really when you need to not feel alone is when you're sad. And those are the songs you want to hear.
Yeah, when you hear a song sometimes and you're like, that is what I went through.
Yes, that's
Holy
me.
shit,
It's
man.
not just
I'm not
me.
alone. I'm not alone.
Yes.
Yeah.
You actually didn't you see Pat recently? And
Oh no, I mean it's going back a few years, but it was one of my favorite concert experiences because I love Taylor Swift.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Love you, and you joined
Were you
her
at the
on
Barclay?
stage. No, it was in Newark, New Jersey.
Prudential Center.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Right.
you
I
joined
can't-
her on stage. Yeah.
Yeah, we did drive-by.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was such a great night. You two, have you written together or worked together?
Yeah, we wrote a
Mm.
song called Babe, and then Sugarland put it out and did well with it, and then she just re-recorded it herself and put it on her new version of Red.
Right.
So that was the one song we did, but she's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, she's really great. And you do some acting too. It's like
You know, I
Kind
do it
of.
all.
You
It's,
do.
it's
A radio
just,
show, too?
It comes easy to me.
yes, you're a
Well,
Renaissance
talk about the
man.
acting. Tell us more about that. Was it
Acting's
a
hard.
Lifetime movie?
It was a Hallmark movie, but I've been
A
on like
Hallmark.
CSI in New York and stuff like that. But this Hallmark stuff was a lot of fun, and I'm really close friends with George Lopez, so I called George and I was like, "Hey, how do you feel about like flying all the way to Whistler, Canada, spending a day working on a movie and not getting paid?" And he was like, "I've been waiting for this call my whole career."
Was
Whistler, Canada?
Yeah,
Never
was
heard
that
of it.
Oh,
Where's that
it's
near?
so beautiful.
Is it-
Christmas in
Uh,
Tahoe? Was that?
It's about 3, maybe 2 hours from Vancouver, and it's
Oh.
a huge
That is
ski
pretty, yeah.
resort for Canadians. Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's got to be gorgeous.
Yeah.
And that was Christmas in Tahoe.
That
Was
was
that
Christmas
the
in
movie?
Tahoe. We couldn't shoot in Tahoe because the fires really devastated a lot
Oh.
a lot of the area, and it was right. You film these Christmas movies in June, basically.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That means you're secretly doing one now.
I'm hoping to start one soon. Yeah.
Well, what about Christmas music? Because
Well, we
We
the
play
whole
all your
thing
stuff.
was built off of our album Christmas in Tahoe. So we keep adding songs to it. So maybe we'll record 6 new Christmas songs this coming summer.
right, and then is that a hint?
After the tour, yeah.
After the tour, exactly.
Well, that'll be funny. You have to come back and see us at Christmas time.
Yeah.
I mean, again, thank you. I know we said this when you walked in, but you did help us through a couple of rough Christmases.
Mhm.
It was good to at least talk to you.
Couple of
through
tough
Zoom
years.
and,
Yeah.
a couple of tough years,
Well,
definitely.
Christmas is back.
That's
yeah,
right.
Christmas is back. And when you guys were writing this album, then you had to do it via Zoom because
Yeah, it was all virtual.
for musicians, my understanding
tough?
is that's tough.
You know,
yeah.
at first I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm just not going to do this.
You're just gonna wait it out,
I was
kinda?
just figuring, it'd be a couple weeks or maybe even 2 months, and I could just hang out. But and then when it turned into a real problem, I just figured I better get good at this. So I learned how to use my studio without any help, and then I just wrote the record with a couple guys in my band, and it became a much better record than the one I was making prior to working with them, which was with a bunch of like professional songwriters in LA and stuff. So it was, those songs are good, but they were less like me. And then working with these guys, it was easy to just be me.
Very cool. Any more questions before we play AM Gold?
Do you want to tell us
Maybe
anything?
the question should be, how many times should we play it?
Like a
How many
few
times should we
in a-
play AM Gold a week?
to make it gold?
Probably in the hundreds.
Okay.
Somewhere in the hundreds.
Well, Pat, we love you. We love
Thanks.
Train.
Love you guys.
You're the best, and keep up the great work.
Cool.
And thank you
All
for
right.
coming by Light FM.
Yeah, we'll see you this summer.
106.7 Lights FM.